to another Monday Night Medicine show. Basically tonight, looking at the work of Kathleen Nisbet. I'm looking forward to the launch of our summer season of songwriters, which is happening here in Nairn. We're in the Highlands of Nairn. We're in the Medicine Show Radio News Mobile.
Gonna shake these ashes across the souls we claim. All of these detaches left out in the rain. Gonna let these flashes freeze around my brain. Gonna shake these ashes. I made up my mind. Someone, and I'm hanging off the shirt tails of everyone. Waking up, feeling these thoughts on mine. They're coming from another place and time. Thinking when I grow up I can leave all this.
So playing in with Peter Bruntnell tonight. I've got some news that involves Peter Bruntnell before the show is finished, but let's get ourselves underway with a little promo for tomorrow night. And I've been promoting and looking forward to the three Canadians for a substantial amount of time. I've got some of Kathleen Nisbet coming up once I find it. But until then, we've got a clip from last night's extraordinary house concert in Strathbethel. There was maybe 40 or so people in Stephen Clancy's front room for what can only be described as a cultural happening. Basically on tour just now, exploring, well, on a pilgrimage back to the Highlands, with an exploration of Métis music, Métis being the indigenous people of mostly central Canada, who were established in the 17th, 18th century by the voyageurs, hence the berry, the French and Scottish beaver, hunters, trappers from the Northwest Passage and from the Hudson Bay Company, mixing with the indigenous womenfolk of Central and Northern America, Canada and America as well. Métis culture coming back into the frame pretty much, and recognised both sides of the border as an important stem of being Canadian and American. Also an important stem of being Scottish, as I found out yesterday, listening to Kathleen Nisbet. Ben Radelsky and Benji Rowland's music. This is some of that. Extraordinary stuff. Really beautiful, beautiful show at Stephen Clancy's, and we thank Stephen Clancy at Mackenzie House Concerts for hosting us yesterday. Fantastic. So good to see Kathleen again. We're going to go back to 2012 and the first meeting with Kathleen Nisbet with her Vancouver-based band Viper Central, who's still going strong. However, she is currently here on a working with Dog Star Theatre Company, and they were at Eden Court. She's and Ben Radowski, who you saw there, are putting the music to a theatre piece, which is, and I met the author of the piece yesterday. She was at the house concert. They are putting together they've got the funding to rehearse it, and they ended up reading it. It's an exploration of the Scottish involvement in the Métis culture of northern Central America, Canada, and it goes into across the border as well. I think basically Blackfoot originally, although there's one or two different tribes of indigenous people that were involved, and it was set up over a couple of generations of fur trapping, which was basically how Canada and Northern America was opened up. Some of that and a lot of that hailing back to the Highlands of Scotland. In fact, Alexander Mackenzie, who mapped all across America with Canada, with the help of the indigenous people, Mackenzie River, much of that trail named after him, of course, was from the Black Owl, and I can see the Black Owl from here. He's buried in the graveyard at Och, and there's quite a shrine to the Canadian links and culture and between the Highlands and Alexander in that churchyard. I've visited that. I think hashtag Rob Ellen, history blog Rob Ellen, Alexander Mackenzie would find that. So it's all come home, and they are here at the moment exploring the Highlands and involving themselves in the Highland culture. Tomorrow, as luck would have it, we're on the basis of serendipity in many ways, with those folks happen to be here at perfect time for the medicine show and for the launch of our spring into summer songwriter season. 3 great songwriters, 3 different styles coming together, and the first time they have cooperated. Well, I think Ben and Kathleen have done stuff together, but Benji is kind of opening up for them, but also getting involved in the finale, as you could see from that piece of music. Let's find out a bit more about Benji, extraordinary singer-songwriter character. He kind of reminded me of a young John Martin in many ways. And I'll play you this, and we'll have a wee look. And this is sincerely meant and gratefully received. And thank you to all the folks who have joined the Patreon channel in the last week or so. This really makes a difference to what's going on with the moose is still marooned here and there. Let's put it that way. In some kind of way, I'm putting it out to the listeners and to the universe in general, basically, that I would, at some point this summer, love to visit Kathleen in Vancouver. Kathleen and Ben in Vancouver. So that's going out to the universe. To do that, I have to raise some funds. Firstly, to re-establish this European moose, hopefully get the engine finally repaired properly, and we need at least a new transmission in the Canadian moose, and that needs some work to get back on the road. So I just got some great news. It's just come in right now, hot off the press. The wonderful Ags Connolly will be appearing at Belladrum. Now, don't tell anybody I told you that. He will be with us down in Moose Hollow, and I'll be talking at some point. I'll be talking to him as part of the songwriter winter into spring songwriter season here on iMTV. Can't be more happier about that. All right, let's see if we can. Right, we'll play the Patreon thank you. I'll put a link at the bottom of your page if you could consider joining the Patreon channel. There'll be loads of
Thank you for your patronage. It will help me keep both moose on the road. But it will also help me keep the European House Concert Hub going for our 3,000 members, and help with Flying Shoes Review, our community for roots music podcasters and broadcasters and reviewers. It'll also help me keep House Concert TV going, which is our live channel on YouTube, as well as help me with Belladrum Festival Pot and Shed Stage, our annual party at Belladrum Festival, which you would all be very welcome to come along on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th if you are indeed at Belladrum Festival. It will help me promote our artists across both continents. So with all that in mind, and all these
links
that are coming up. Thank you very much.
Through the cracks of his house, never one will lock the doors. When you're walking on the mountain road, see the greenery and the sun. To the towns with cobble streets far away. 30 years they forgot to work, all you need to ramble is one clean shirt, pen and shell, Guatemala to the lakes of upper Canada. Be walking on a mountain road, see the greenery and the sun. Hear the towns with cobble streets far away. Known as quite the rain. Around the town is the sun's shade. Take you along the glass that's clear. And the good tap water till the rims near. Be walking on the mountain road. See the greenery and the sun. To the towns with cobble streets far away.
My mom ran a coffee house.
So lots of acts came through there. So I would be just, I don't know how old I would be, but I would be sitting under the snack table, eating cookies while artists were playing. So I was always around it. There was always lots of art and music in the community I was in. See the greenery and the sun. To the towns beyond, cobble streets far away. Walking on the mountain, see the greenery and the sun. To the towns beyond, cobble streets far away. The first instrument I probably played was Hank's washboard at playgroup, where we would go around to different people's houses on a Saturday and overrun their house with children. I think I remember playing his washboard at one of those playgroups, just hitting it with stuff. Yeah, there was always a good scene in Peterborough. And I think it was a lot because of Hank. Yeah, I learned how to play hanging out at picking parties at Hank's house when I was a teenager. He had banjos and stuff. He had instruments never seen, so he could go over there and check that stuff out, put your hands on it. Yeah. And he would give people stuff. I think he gave me a banjo. A couple times. Busking has always been a big thing. I always busked at the farmers market in Peterborough. And so that was a place where I got to work on trad music a lot. So that was. I feel like that kind of informs what I do with the stage show, which is very different, which is songwriting sort of based. But because of busking at the market, I was playing banjo, but the banjo isn't sort of strong melodically enough. So I needed a strong melodic thing like fiddle. There was already a fiddle player, so I got into accordion. Button accordion to sort of fill that role. The first stuff I did was 4-track recordings. I would just play. Yeah, I was excited to have when I got a 4-track, I could play to myself, create songs with the 4-track. I think that was the first sort of writing experience I had was doing that sort of 4-track experimentation. It was super exciting. I dreamed of it for a while before I got my hands on it, because it was hard to do. Have multi-track recording. That was not accessible. I remember before I got a 4-track, I actually had a VHS camcorder that you could put a full VHS tape in. So I would take two tapes and I would record onto one tape and I'd put it in the VCR and then play to that and record it on the camera. So you had this and then swap back and forth. So that was like my way to get multi-tracks before I had a 4-track. It was always good to travel. I loved traveling. When I was younger, I still like traveling. Now I have a record under my own name. I'm traveling. Under my own name. I prefer traveling solo. I like it. I've traveled in minivans with like five people for many years. And so traveling solo has really been great. Actually. It's a bit conflicting before live shows I can get pretty nervous but then after you have like a complete release, so it's like a real pendulum swing. So I might be addicted to that. To the feeling of being done. If you want to do something, you just make it work. It's just like making that multi-track recording with the VHS. It's just like make it work. Even if it's contrary to your nature.
Oops, let me just... Oh no, well, it's only telling you about Uncle Bob's Bar tomorrow and the wonderful Benji. Roland will be my special guest and opening up for the Lost Canadians, Uncle Bob's, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Here's how it will work. Free to view as the launch of the iMTV Winter into Spring Songwriters season, and delighted to have them here for that. Couldn't be better, actually, because the link between Scotland and Canada, being strong culturally and musically, will be the focus of that show, as will be the focus of the summer the spring sessions. Pretty much the idea. Scottish artists and people I've been featuring here will get some promotion in Canada. I will halfway through, and I'll be leaving the spring here to go back to pretty much winter into spring in Alberta, and the hope being that we can feature some Canadian artists and worldwide artists as well as the season unfolds, with a view to catching up with them when we get to Canada. It'd be lovely to bring somebody from Scotland to Canada to tour with us. That will pretty much depend on how much money we can raise as part of the summer season here on iMTV. The best way of doing that, as you saw in that little video before, is to join us on the Patreon channel. And the other things that will be happening, I have been offered some fundraising gigs at local venues here. Basically, both the Havelock and the bandstand on Crescent Road here in Scotland's wee town of music, fast becoming, of Nairn, have offered me some dates. And I'm particularly excited about the Snug Bar at the bandstand. We are going to utilise that on these Monday night medicine shows for live listening room songwriters shows already. And I mentioned Peter Bruntnell. I'll maybe play something from Peter Bruntnell. He'll be with us in April. Tim Grimm will be with us. I think that will probably be the last one. Both massive names in America. If you know, you know, in Americana music. Peter Bruntnell basically inspired the Form with his welcome. It isn't Welcome to Bridgewater, but it's his first album. And by the time my head gets to Phoenix, massive hit on the Americana scene. From then on, he has travelled all across Europe, all across Canada as well, all across America. He's just back from opening for my favourite band and his as well. Well, it's easy to say favourite. Well, Sun Vault, why not? He was all over America just recently with Sun Vault. He is coming and doing a Highland tour. He's actually going to be appearing on Lewis as well, and has agreed to come and be with us on, I think, April the 4th. We've got plenty to look forward to that. We've got other acts lined up. I'm hoping to do something every second week up. You can see, so I wouldn't be all that kicking the brick for all, and back here. And we will keep the format of who is a listener to the Edison show at iMTV. A song from the artist. I'll do a parking piece in the middle with the audience. We'll have questions and stuff with the audience as well, and one song, and then we will. I'm getting a message that the audio isn't too clear on the video. Now, I can't verify that. There are people viewing. So thanks, Joe. That was Canadian Backstage Joe that jumped in and that. So what I'll do, she'll be right about the audio, that's for sure. And apologies to those who are viewing. I will pull out of this and have a look and see what the settings are saying, and then if I can get it to go better, I'll come back on it. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for that. Sorry for the interruption, and in time-honoured fashion, normal service will be resumed as soon as possible. That's a shame. Anyway, we'll be back live tomorrow, if not